Hi guys, I'm Pablo Cabezali from Dining with Pablo. The only thing stable in my life is hunger, and today I bring you a new visit. Right now, I'm in London, specifically in a residential neighborhood in Chelsea, and I've come here to visit a Spanish restaurant that appeared on the Alberto Chicote program, Te lo vas a comer. The program was about Spanish food abroad, and they came to this establishment called El Metro, and Alberto Chicote was surprised by the dishes that they prepared. He sat over there and ordered dishes such as tortilla, croquetas, and the truth is that he wasn't happy. So I decided to come here as a lover of Spanish cuisine to see if they've improved anything after Alberto Chicote's visit and to discover how they prepare the Spanish food here. Will I enjoy it? Will I hate it? Stay to watch this video because it's going to be full of surprises. Let's go! Well friends, we're already inside this tapas restaurant called El Metro with the slogan that says the world's most copied tapas bar. Outside they have a cute terrace, but I've decided to sit inside because it's going to be chilly today. The establishment reminds me of Spain in certain aspects. The waiters speak Spanish and there's a lot of bullfighting details. A lot of photos, and the ceiling emulates the typical tiles you can find in Spanish village houses. They also have a big screen where they broadcast all of the Spanish national team football matches because we love football. The place looks cool inside and it's more of a bar than a restaurant, but it could remind you of the typical wine cellar restaurant you find in cities such as Sevilla. So let's see what we find. Here we have the menu, and I've already seen that there are a lot of Spanish dishes. They have two different menus. On one hand, they have the tapas menu, which has all of the dish names in Spanish, and on the other hand, the drink menu, which is a bit worn out, and I'm not going to pay attention to it because I'm interested in the food. First, they have the tapas menu, where they have the typical embutido, jamón de bellota, chorizo picante, chorizo ibérico, chistorra, queso manchego. They also have stews such as lentejas, fabada asturiana, which is cheaper than a fabada in Spain, breaded aubergine, roasted peppers, patatas bravas, and patatas alioli. We can also find the Spanish omelette, the tortilla de patatas, garlic mushrooms, jamón croquetas, garlic chicken. They also have paella, which you can order as a tapa, clams, octopus, shrimp, squid, sardines, meatballs, chicharrón, morcilla. They have a wide range of the Spanish gastronomy, basically. Then they have a breakfast section, starters, where you can find oysters amongst other things. Then they have soups such as gazpacho, they have chicken and duck, and the menu is huge. There's a lot of food on here. They have a fish section with several options and meats, and I'm surprised because the prices are quite low, even cheaper than in Spain. They also have huevos rotos con jamón, homemade burgers, and these are very expensive. They also have salads, including a Greek salad, which is not very Spanish. There are paellas, a seafood one, a black one with squid, Valencian, vegetarian, and rice with lobster. I appreciate the fact that you can order them from one person because in most places, due to the size of the paella pan, they don't cook paellas for only one person. They have pasta dishes, which aren't very Spanish. They have side orders with several options, and last but not least, bocadillos. I haven't counted all of the options available, but there are probably 100 and something dishes. Well, I don't care how many there are, even though I think that the more you have, the worse it is. But let's find out how this Spanish food restaurant in London is, which scared Alberto Chicote. We have quite a lot of food on the table. These are traditional dishes where I'm from, Spain. These are the first options. There will be more, and I'm going to go little by little with each one of them. Let's start with the jamón croquetas. They are 100% homemade, according to Chicote, because the shape of them is unequal. Although I do know that factories have improved so much that they can make them seem homemade. I have been to places where they prepare croquetas in big batches because they sell them to restaurants and they make them by hand. They do have industrialized products such as the bechamel, but the whole issue of shaping them and so is done by hand. So here we have the croqueta. The outside is very toasted, and let's do the croqueta test. Shit, this is not a good sign. This is very compact. If you told me that this is an arancini, which is the Italian croqueta made with rice, I would believe it. It tastes of jamón, but toasted jamón. The whole bite tastes of oil. The breading has absorbed a lot of it, and if we look at the inside of the croqueta, we can see a darker layer, which means the oil has penetrated the inside. The flavor isn't horrible, but it doesn't do justice to a good jamon croqueta or any other flavor that you can find in Spain. For me, this isn't a croqueta. It should be silky and creamy when you open it. It doesn't have to be dripping, but at least juicy. And here it's very, very compact. It's the same as a bad frozen croqueta that you can buy at a supermarket and eat at home. This isn't Spain. Here we have the Patatas Bravas. On the menu, you could choose between bravas and alioli, and I asked them to add both sauces. And here we have them. I have to say that they've added a lot of alioli, as you can see, and it has so much that it fell on the table earlier. The bravas look okay. The only issue is the alioli blob that they just added in a weird way. On one side we have only brava, and on the other a mix of brava and alioli. I asked them if they make both sauces here at the restaurant, and they said they do. So let's hope it's true and that they are memorable in a good sense. They've added parsley on top, and in Spain I've never seen that. The potatoes are boiled. They're not crunchy. The potato isn't bad. It's quite soft, and the brava is spicy. I like it. Homemade or not, it's good. What I don't like as much is that you're eating and... I don't know. It seems the sauce is missing a bit of consistency. Let's try the alioli on its own. Horrible. Horrible. It's not an alioli, it's very acidic. If you told me it has pickles, I would believe it. It's very strange. The brava is good, but the alioli isn't. That alioli doesn't represent Spain at all. If someone from Alicante came here and tried this, they would sue the place. The bravas are correct being in London, but if we had this in Spain, they would be pretty weak. They're not a complicated dish to make, as a tortilla, which seems simple but it has its difficulty. And in the case of the bravas, you can find them in tacky bars in Spain and they would still be good. So I think that they could go a step forward. Let's see the tortilla. Next to this fabada, we have the Spanish omelette, the tortilla de patatas. I hope it has onion in addition to the egg and the potato. It's an individual portion, and the appearance, well, I think I'm going to be able to judge it better once I cut into it. It has parsley around it, and when I went to a Spanish restaurant in Las Vegas, they added a lot of parsley to dishes as a decorative topping. But I don't understand the concept, because in Spain, we only use parsley in a few dishes, so I don't know. Let's cut into it. Let's see what this looks like. Well, just as I thought. The tortilla is very cooked and it looks dry. I enjoy it when it's more undercooked, but let's try it. The taste appears while eating. This is how it looks, and it's freshly made. It reminds me of the ones I used to have in the school cafeteria. The potato is well cooked. The taste of the egg is good, but the whole thing doesn't excite me. I don't think it's horrible. I don't. I could perfectly eat it. In fact, it's going to be necessary so I don't leave this place starving, but it's definitely not at the same level as a tortilla you could eat in Spain. They offer bread when you sit at the table, and here we have... Shit, you're kidding me. Just by touching the bread, I can tell it's not from today. There's no way this was made today. When a place lets me down with the bread, it feels like a stab in the heart. Oh my god. Maybe I'll continue with the tortilla later. Let's see how the fabada is. Here we have the fabada Alberto Chicote also tried and freaked him out because it doesn't remind you of a fabada that you can eat in Asturias. And that is the fact that these are not fabis, they're beans. Apart from that, I consider that in a fabada you shouldn't find this light and watery tone, and you should find a good panceta, a good morcilla, and a good chorizo that release the juices, the aroma, and the paprika, which make this spoon dish so special. I love fabada. I prefer it over cocido. I always order it when I go to Asturias. The appearance doesn't catch my eye, because they don't use the correct legume they use in Asturias, and because it's very watery. I don't like how it looks, but let's try it. There's no way to understand it. It's watery, and you can feel a very distant touch of chorizo and morcilla. The white beans have nothing to do with what should be used in a fabada from Asturias. Asturian fabes are hard before preparing them, but when you eat them, they have a pleasant texture. These ones dissolve in your mouth when you eat them, and the flavor doesn't encourage you to eat more. I don't feel like eating more. I'd rather leave than eat this. Something tells me that the paella isn't going to improve this meal. I haven't tried it yet, but the smell of it... The size is individual. It takes time to elaborate it, so I don't think it's microwaved. The amount is apparently for one person, but I see a lot of rice. Too much of it. But let's try it, even though I'm not very hopeful. Out of all of the paella options, I ordered the Valencian one. And I'm sorry if you're from Valencia and watching this, because a Valencian paella has chicken, rabbit, and other things, but it definitely doesn't have mussels, shrimp, and what this one has. This has nothing to do with a Valencian paella. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but if you call something, I don't know, cocido madrileño, you will have to have the ingredients of the cocido, not whatever you feel like adding. In this case, it's the same. This isn't Valencian, and I'm guessing everything is frozen because the price was pretty cheap. Let's try the rice. It basically doesn't taste of anything. Well, it has food coloring, not saffron, and it doesn't taste at all. The grain has absorbed zero flavor. It doesn't taste of anything. It's the typical paella that you try the compliments or good luck to find what it tastes like. Oh my goodness. Ignoring the video issue, I think that they should reflect on this, especially the staff at Spanish, if they really think that this is what you find in Spain. I mean, if in Spain they serve you this paella, would you consider you're having a good paella? Would you go back with your friends and family to eat this paella? In my opinion, absolutely not. So I'm hurt for what they've done to the Spanish cuisine in this restaurant, because except for the tortilla, the level has been very weak. They haven't changed one ingredient or the preparation of the dishes. They've completely turned the dishes around so much that they can say that this is creative Spanish cuisine because it has nothing to do with the traditional dishes we have. The grain is super overcooked. It's like a paste. But the worst part is that it doesn't have any flavor. It's time for the desserts. They're not written in Spanish like the other menu. In fact, most of them aren't Spanish. They have crema catalana for $6.95, which is also the price for the rest of them except the last one. And they have a chocolate fudge cake, tiramisu, which isn't very Spanish, chocolate souffle, apple and raspberry crumble, sticky toffee, which is a typical dessert from England and it comes with a vanilla ice cream, and a New York cheesecake. They haven't even tried with a Basque one, like the one I had a couple of days ago in an expensive Spanish restaurant here in London. I paid €300 for that meal. You can see it in my channel. I'm going to ask if any of the desserts are homemade, so wish me luck. So the last round is with these desserts. Out of all of the options, I've ordered two, which are homemade. Here we have the crema catalana, which I'm going to try first. It has the top layer made with caramel, which is made of toasted sugar. It's very soft in flavor. It reminds me of a custard. The sugar on the top layer, I would say it's too burnt because it doesn't taste toasted, it tastes completely burnt. But after the meal I've had, this is great. Let's go with the second dessert. This is the apple crumble, which has a layer of sugar on top, which I don't understand, but let's try it. It's apple and raspberry. I think it has a jam inside, and the brown sugar it has on top is very strange. See what I'm talking about? That's a lot of calories in one dish. Let's try the ice cream. I like the ice cream, it's good. It's not like those bad watery ones that are practically water with a touch of vanilla. It's correct. And the inside, it's not an amazing dessert, but I don't think it's bad either. It's true that I don't understand the sugar, it doesn't add anything visually, and I don't think you need to add so much sugar on a dessert. They've added too much of it. I mean, I could be scooping sugar out for ages. So, let's go with the bill of a Spanish restaurant here in London. Here I have the bill, and the total of this meal is £72. We have the water, $3.75, the croquettes, $7.75, Fabada $7.75, Bravas with alioli $6.95, the tortilla $7.50, and the bread, which I didn't like, $2.50. Then the paella $13.95, the crema catalana $6.95, and the apple crumble $6.95. They add an extra for the service, and I have doubts if they have a mandatory service tip or if they add it because it says $12.50 discretionary service. So they put it in there in case you don't notice. I don't know. It's not something that I'm in favor of, especially in a Spanish restaurant because we don't do this in Spain, but we're in London. So, what do I think of the level of this place? Well, it could be greatly improved, except for the tortilla, which wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible either, and the crema catalana if they hadn't burnt it. But the rest, I don't understand it. They just told me that the restaurant has been open for 32 years, so I'm guessing that they do something right. But I think we shouldn't do things right. We should try to do them even better. I think they could get a lot out of this Spanish restaurant. They could try to do better elaborations, following the traditional Spanish dishes, but respecting where they are, which is London. And in general, they should make better food. Because if I give this food to 100 people in the center of Madrid, very few of them would approve this as Spanish food. Anyone at home eats better food than what I've had here today. So I think this place has room for improvement, and I trust that they will. I congratulate them for being open for so many years. So guys, that's my opinion on today's meal. I wasn't amazed by it. I think they should stick to more original Spanish recipes. But I hope you've enjoyed this visit, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.